To pass the CSA V2, you have exactly 180 minutes to answer 100 multiple-choice questions and clear a 70% threshold. EC Council dealt this as a deterministic system, governed by rigid, predictable rules. These specific grading parameters provide the mathematical freedom to get exactly 30 questions wrong without failing the exam. Generalized professional IT experience is often a liability in this environment. In the field, problems have multiple valid solutions, but the exam only rewards answers that align with EC Council's specific grading matrix. Reaching a passing score requires reverse engineering the grading structure to maximize point acquisition. Success relies on decoding their exact testing matrix. The exam's 8 modules are not equally weighted. Because of this distribution, allocating your study time evenly across the entire syllabus is a statistical error. This mapping table reveals that the majority of points are locked in just 4 priority modules: SOC fundamentals, cyber threats, CM detection, and events and logging. These high-yield domains combine to represent approximately 85 out of the 100 total questions. The remaining modules, such as incident response and enhanced threat intelligence, make up a minority of the exam's total weight. Mastery over the top 4 domains creates a mathematical buffer that exceeds the 70% requirement before you even look at the secondary modules. Many candidates fail because they spend significant time on low-yield threat intelligence concepts, while the core logging artifacts that dictate the final score are left unstudied. Time spent on the bottom 4 domains before achieving absolute mastery of the top 4 is a strategic waste. Every scenario question on the exam is built on a raw log generation artifact. This reference table lists the baseline Windows event IDs you must recognize. You need to distinguish event ID 4624, a successful logon, from 4625, a failed authentication. Furthermore, the system relies on event 4688 to track new processes, essential for identifying malware execution. Standard logs are limited, so the exam relies heavily on Sysmon for more complex detection scenarios. Looking at the Sysmon Event IDs table, ID 1 is the most valuable artifact because it records the full command line execution data. Sysmon ID 8 is another high-priority indicator that specifically denotes process injection. The exam will often present a scenario describing a symptom, such as a process injecting into a remote threat, and expect you to select the correct ID from a list. Translating an ID number to an attack symptom instantly is the only way to navigate these scenarios. Once you understand raw logs, you must navigate the logic of a SIEM. The exam requires you to recognize precise Splunk SPL query syntax. To identify a brute force attack, target the Windows index, filter event code 4625, count results by source IP, and sort them. The minus sign in sort minus count organizes results to sending, putting highest failures on top. The exam uses sort count as a trap. Beyond syntax, EC Council enforces rigid rules for vendor terminology. Fact 17 shows the terminology you are required to use. Splunk creates alerts, Microsoft Sentinel creates incidents, and QRadar generates offenses. Question writers often use these terms interchangeably in the incorrect options to distract you. Conceptual knowledge of an attack is only useful on this exam if you know exactly how a specific vendor tool queries and labels it. The final stage of the SOC pipeline tested is the use of incident response frameworks. You are required to memorize the sequential nature of the NIST IR lifecycle. The most frequent trap requires identifying why Phase 3, containment, happens before Phase 4, eradication. You must stop the spread of an incident before removing the root cause. You will also encounter questions where 2 different multiple-choice options both appear correct. In these cases, apply the 2 left rule to decode how EC Council constructs its options. One option might suggest a general best practice, while the other provides a highly precise technical command. The EC Council grading logic always favors the highly technical, pedantic answer over the general conceptual one. Technical precision is the primary defense against linguistic traps. On this exam, ambiguity is a strong signal that an answer is incorrect. With the technical material prepared, you have to manage the active execution of the exam. The 180-minute limit for 100 questions allows for exactly 1 minute and 48 seconds per question. The 3-pass sweep strategy optimizes your point acquisition and prevents you from stalling on difficult questions. Pass 1 is an initial 110-minute sweep for instant recall answers. You should never exceed 60 seconds on a single question during this phase. Pass 2 is a 45-minute return window for every question you flagged. Approaching these with a fresh perspective helps resolve mental blocks. Pass 3 is the final 20-minute buffer used to verify your most uncertain answers. The CSA V2 testing environment does not use negative marking. Because wrong answers do not deduct points, leaving blanks is a strategic mistake. Eliminating one incorrect option before guessing provides a massive statistical advantage. Combining technical precision in the high-yield domains with a structured time management algorithm provides a reliable path to the 70% passing threshold.